Do you ever have one of those days where you just woke up in the morning and says, I'm going to go for a ride? I'm not sure which way, or northwest, south, or east, but I know it's not going to be my own province. Well, this is one of those mornings. I'm going to head west for a little bit. That's one of the lovely things about motorcycles and adventure riding. You just go where the wind blows. So today, I'm going to go out for a couple days, I think. I've got some decent weather. So we're going to head west, and then a little north, I think. And we'll just have to see what happens. This is going to be just some sightseeing. Sometimes you need that, right? Sometimes you just need to go and look. And not really have agendas or plans or things like that. Cool, Ural, should say. Sometimes you just need to go for a ride. Hey, when you got the tent in the back, the weather's on your side, the world's your pearl. Now we're on the bridge. So, we're gonna keep heading west here a little bit and see how it goes. What's the weather saying? Sunny today, Thursday, Friday. I'll be home by Friday. It's been like a little rain on Saturday and Sunday, but that's okay. We need the rain. Okay, I'll check in a little bit. Usually, if I'm heading west into New Brunswick, almost always I'll go on the 955 through Murray Corner. It's just a personal favorite of mine. I like going this way. It will shave off 5-10 minutes off of your trip going this way if you're going towards Port Elgin. So it's kind of a nice little run through the countryside. There's not a lot of traffic here. You see a lot of camping and RVing around through here now along the shore. But used to be a lot of farming, fishing. Fairly busy area at the one time. But after Murray Corner Road, I usually will get on the main road, and then what I like to do is head towards Moncton. On the way to Moncton, that kind of gives me time to think about where I want to go and what I haven't seen before, and areas maybe that I'd like to explore but I never had time to before. These little excursions where you just get on your bike and you go, they're always the funnest because nothing is planned and you're just kind of making everything up as you go. It's good fun. I encourage everybody to try it. It's a lot of fun. This day, a plan started formulating in my head just past Moncton as I was getting close to Salisbury. All right, so we got gas. We're filled up. And we'll get back on track again.
Running free where the wild winds blow. Endless skies and the earth below. Feel the sun as it warms my soul. No more chains, I'm in control.
So we've got to get off right here. at going towards Chipman and Minto. Minto. What the heck is in Minto? I have never been in Minto, New Brunswick in my life. What I want to see up here, it's a museum and a historical site in Minto.
Ride the wind, chase the light, through the fields.
Somebody's cutting wood and smell the pine. I love that smell.
Leave the past, don't look behind, run with dreams, the world is mine.
Chipman, Municipality of Grand Lake. Cool. Keep on rolling.
Golden waves in the morning glow. Mountains high where the rivers. Every step a brand new way.
Chipman, I like it. Can smell wood.
Boundless hope in a brand new day.
Oh, Irving. Look at the wood. Woohoo! Dude. Wow.
Ride the wind, chase the light, through the fields, hearts take flight, leave the past, don't look behind, run with dreams, the world is mine.
All right, so we've reached the town of Minto.
I will soar, I'll never hide.
Glen Metropolis. Cool old tractor.
I'll take it all.
Let's see if our GPS got us to the right place. In the basement of the Minto Public Library, you will find the New Brunswick Internment Camp B70 Museum. This is a model of the internment camp at the end of World War II. This would have been a typical living space for the internees. And to pass the time, the internees would carve these dice, and this ship were all carved by internees at the internment camp. And a few did escape by tunneling under the wall of the internment camp. Now I think in total I spent about an hour and a half looking around the museum. And if you enjoy looking back into the past, it's really worth your time to go and look at it. I've only shown you just a fraction of what is in that museum. Wasn't that cool? All those carvings in there. Really well done. Those men, I suppose, you had all the time in the world for wood carving. So right now what we're going to do is I'm going to find a campground for the night, and I think I got one booked. It's only 3:30, so I think what I'll do, get myself situated here. I'll get it paid for, and then I own the site. Well, let's see where we're headed here. Oh, we don't have far to go at all. No goats. Down here and left? Okay.
Better keep your eyes shut.
It's in the. It's a gazebo.
Yeah, there's a gazebo, but you'll see.
Okay. All right. Okay. See ya. Thank you. Okay. Okay, cool. Huh. Interesting. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Okay. Hi, puppy. All right, so this is kind of working out pretty good. It's only 4 o'clock. So I have my tent site secured. I wanted to come down here and get it secured because it was the last one available, and I wanted to get it. I called her and I wanted to get it paid for before I did any more exploring. So now that I've got my site secured, I'm going to take off and head down the road just past the museum. There you can actually visit the internment camp site. Okay. Where to? Recent. No. Go.
Turn right on 690.
So this was the water tower of the internment site. Manhole cover here. How'd you like to go down there? Another manhole. Culverts. Oh, cool. Well, here's a tennis course. Well, that was super, super cool. You know, it's interesting. Just kind of thinking on the way back here into Minto. Man, they were different days, hey? Canada was full-blown at war. So that's how big that war was. That prisoners of war ended up in Canada. And that, from what I can tell, it wasn't just here. In New Brunswick where they had internment camps, they had them all over Canada. That war was huge. A lot of mistakes were made. A lot of things were done. A lot of good things were done. I highly encourage everybody that You know, whenever you find sites like this, old historic sites about World War II and what happened and everything, that go to them and really get into the you know, the history, the thoughts, and the reasons why they did the things that they did. All right, we're coming back into Moto now. I'm just going to make a quick look for a grocery store and fuel. I think, see, I have some freeze-dried food with me, so I may just do that so I don't have to run around too much. And I might just grab a quick sandwich at Deserving. Yeah, it's not that healthy for you, but whoo, this guy is motoring. I'd say you're going to want to get on the gas here. I like Moto. I like it. It's quiet. So coming into Grand Lake Campground here, I was surprised and happy to see that I was going to get a welcome committee. Well, they checked in from time to time through the evening to make sure that none of my supper went to waste. Hello, boys. How are you guys? Hi. Hi, guys. How are you guys? What? Are you a silly? Are you a silly? Are you a silly? What? What? For heaven's sakes. How are you doing? I'd say you're a little busybody. Hi. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you a good boy? After finishing supper with some help from my new friends, I took a little stroll down by Grand Lake here. Man, I gotta tell you, what an evening it is. It is quiet. You know, I've been to a lot of quiet campgrounds, but this one, not a sound. The only thing you could hear was some birds and some wind, and as the evening went on, the crickets. Absolutely stunning. A beautiful end to a beautiful day.
Well, day 2 of Operation Adventure Unknown. I had a really good sleep last night, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to get up nice and early and get moving quickly today, because in the back of my mind I've got a little plan forming, and it involves a fair distance. So I decided to get up, get coffee in me quick, and get moving. And as I was getting packed up and getting ready to go, I noticed when I was putting my helmet on that my chin mount camera, the extension bracket on it, had broken. I messed around with it for a little bit, but in the end I couldn't get anything to work. So I have to go without it for the rest of the trip, but that's okay. I have 2 other cameras and I can use the chin mount for other purposes. So we'll have to go with voiceovers for the rest of the trip. First order of the day is breakfast at the Omega restaurant, and they've got this really good all meats big breakfast. It's awesome. While I was having my breakfast, what I'll do is I'll have my cell phone and my GPS out, and I'll plot where I'm going to go. And by the time I was done eating, I knew where my first stop was going to be for the day. Boys Town, New Brunswick. What's there? Well, there is the Woodsman's Museum and a World War II era TBM Avenger static display aircraft there that I really want to see.
Running free where the wild winds blow. Endless skies and the earth below. Feel the sun as it warms my soul. No more chains, I'm in control.
This historic TBM Avenger aircraft, tanker number 14, is dedicated to those who flew and maintained and serviced them over a period of an amazing 46 years. During this time, they served the New Brunswick forestry industry in both forest insect spraying and forest fire protection. This particular TBM Avenger served with the American military for 16 years before forestry service in the United States and in New Brunswick. It served for a total of 46 years. And as you walk around the TBM Avenger, you're immediately struck by its enormous size for a single piston-engined aircraft. If you have an interest in World War II aircraft, this is definitely worth your time to visit. At the Woodsman's Museum, I found that in order to do this right, it's going to take me about 2 hours to do it. So I thought, well, I have a long way to go today. I'm going to come back next year and I'll take the time and do it right. But for today, I'm going to keep going. And one of those reasons is just up the road from here is New Brunswick's oldest covered bridge. Interesting turn of events. I did not know that New Brunswick's oldest covered bridge was here in Nelson Hollow, right along my route. So who knows, I may never get to see this bridge ever again, so I'm going. The Nelson Hollow Covered Bridge is the oldest covered bridge in New Brunswick. It is the only remaining covered bridge in Northumberland County, New Brunswick. The bridge was first constructed in 1870, rebuilt in 1899, and is 24.5 meters long. It is also one of only 2 in New Brunswick that have a cottage-style roof.
Ride the wind, chase the light, through the fields, hearts take flight, leave the past
You know, as I'm coming up out of Nelson Hollow here, I can't help but think, what a cool hidden little spot that so many people probably drove right by. Am I ever glad I went down here to visit this place.
Mountains high where the rivers flow.
Next in Elms Park, Miramichi, there is the Chatham Memorial Guns. 3 World War II vintage guns on display, and we're heading there next.
Every step a brand new way.
Doketown, New Brunswick. Nice.
Boundless hope in a brand new day.
Very uneventful ride to Miramichi, except getting close to the city. Ugh, the road construction today is terrible. Oh well, it's not hot out, so it makes it bearable.
Ride the wind, chase the light, through the fields, hearts take flight, leave the past, don't look behind, run with dreams, the world is mine. Through the valleys, through the sky, I will soar, I'll never hide. Feel the freedom, hear the call, this is life, I'll take it all.
Okay, we made it to Elm Park. The Chatham Memorial Guns, they are on the other side of the park, so we've got a little bit of a walk to do, but I'll be happy to go for a walk anyway. To the memory of all members of the armed forces from this area who made the supreme sacrifice in the time of war. Erected by number 254 Miramichi Wing, RCAFA, and number 3 branch, Canadian Legion, BESL, in 1957. All right. So we made it. Miramichi and the guns there. Kind of wanted to see them. I've never seen 40 mil Beaufort before, so I was incredibly interested in having a look at it. Never seen the Beaufort up close. Heavily used. World War II. I think they used them long after World War II. Anyway, cool spot. After seeing the guns, I decided, you know what? It's late in August, and the chances of me getting back down to Shepparton, New Brunswick to camp for the night, very slim if I don't take it. So it's 3 o'clock. I've got the time. I'm gonna go. Now, New Brunswickers, I can hear the groans. No, not the 126. Well, I'm going to take the 126 because I know I can make good time on it, and I hear the pavement's fairly new. Now, I will admit, 126 is not the most scenic ride in the world, but with cruise control, the right soundtrack, and a Super Tenere, long and flat, no problem.
The sun kisses my face as the wheels spin. Freedom in my veins, let the ride begin.
Oh cool, a train.
Secrets of places untold. I'm chasing horizons, I'll never grow old. Riding with the top down, the world's my song. Every mile I take, I'm where I belong. No chains
And before you know it, we're in Hillsborough at Weldon Private Park. This is kind of a neat little place. It's got all kinds of train artifacts and antiques, farm antiques. Somebody, you know, did a whole lot of work to set this up. So if you're on the way by, this is a worthwhile little stop off. And you even get to pretend that you're a king for a day here on the throne. And one more stop for the day. I want to go to the Albert County Museum. They have 2 captured World War I German field cannons there. One of them was captured at Vimy Ridge.
Road is a canvas, painted wild and free. A masterpiece of dreams, just for me to see. The rhythm of the tires is my steady beat.
Holy landfill, Batman. There's more rocks down there than there is in the entire province of PEI. Holy jumpins'.
In the sky with the wind on my side, I'm ready to fly.
Albert County Museum. We made it.
The city lights fade as the stars ignite. A universe of hope shining in the night. I'm dancing on the edge where the wild things play. Graceful and bold, I'm carving my way.
This is a German 10.5 centimeter K-14. Under Canadian leadership on the first day of the offensive attack at the Battle of Vimy Ridge on the 9th of April 1917, the German 10.5 centimeter K-14 509 gun was captured by the 27th Battalion, City of Winnipeg, 6th Infantry Brigade, 2nd Canadian Division of the Canadian Expeditionary Force at Fabus near Vimy Ridge. FK-96 was captured by a Canadian battalion, but in the War Trophy Allocation Report of 1920, there is no reference to who captured the gun, nor to the time or the place of its capture. This First World War German 7.7 centimeter field cannon 96NA, serial number NR784, arrived in Albert County on the 17th of July, 1920, after a long journey across the Atlantic Ocean from the battlefields of France. Looks like she took damage right there on the barrel. Had a bullet hole. Here, here, and here. Very cool. Unfortunately, the museum is closed right now, but I've been here before. It's a great visit. It's the history of the people who lived around the area. There's tools from their past, records of the people, and there's the courthouse, the growl, information on both world wars, and there's even a dinosaur. Overall, you can expect to spend about 2 hours exploring the museum. It's worth your time. So our last stop of the day is going to be to Broadleaf Ranch in Shepparton. It's 6:30, and I don't like to be out at dusk. There's lots of moose and deer around this time of the night, and it's hard to see them. So I'm going to make my way to Broadleaf. The kitchen opens at 7:30, so I'm just in time to get there, get my tent up, and then I can walk down and get myself some supper.
Riding with the top down, the world's my song. Every mile I take, I'm where I belong. No chains on my heart, just the open sky. With the wind on my side, I'm ready to fly. Riding with the top down, the world's my song. Every mile I take, I'm where I belong. No chains on my heart, just the open sky. With the wind on my side, I'm ready to fly.
Well, here we are all the way from the Miramichi. We made it down to Broadleaf Ranch in Chepody. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why would you drive so far just to put down a tent one night? Well, I love it here. It is so quiet and peaceful. It's one of my favorite places to camp for the night is here. So anyway, I try to do it every year. Now, when I go into Broadleaf, that's the restaurant there. When you go into Broadleaf here, you can go down, and anywhere on the right or the left, you can usually put a tent down, but I like to use, there is a spot over here on the right. I like to use it. It has 2 power outlets right here on the pole. And what I like to do is I'll go down. Sometimes they have the power off. I'm not sure why, but I'll go down and make sure here before I get my spot paid for, and power's on. So here's where I'm staying for the night. You can pay for your stay here at the restaurant. So that's what I did. $20, you can't beat it. And I actually ate while I was there. Why would I drive 200 kilometers just to camp? Well, that's why. Last night, the minute my head hit the pillow, I was out and I slept till 9 o'clock in the morning. Perhaps 6,500 kilometers in a month is starting to catch up to me. In the morning at Chepody, I like to grab a coffee and go down here, right on this little pond, and sit and listen to the horses calling to each other out on the dam. Sometimes you'll get lucky and the frogs will come up to sun themselves in the morning sun. Today I was lucky. There was all kinds of them. And then I was treated to this. I don't know what they're doing. It's swallows, and they're dive bombing the water. I don't know what they're catching, but sometimes I thought that they weren't going to be able to get out of the water. But anyway, I've never seen this before, and I sat and watched it for, a good 5 to 10 minutes. And just as quickly as it started, it stopped. It's almost 11 o'clock. So I lollygagged quite a bit here in Chepody, but I decided, well, you know what, I guess I better start getting packed up and getting ready to go. So I went and had a nice hot shower and a great breakfast. And we're not going far today. We're just going to wander around locally here. Then likely head for home, something around 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Since it's August the 29th and I've got to go back to work next week, this will probably be the last trip that I'm able to get in this year. So I'm in no rush for it to end.
Running free where the wild winds blow. Endless skies and the earth below. Feel the sun as it warms my soul. chains, I'm in control.
Have you ever had days when you felt like Andy Dufresne after he escaped from prison? Feels like that for me today. Not far to go today. We're just heading down the road to King Street in Riverside, Albert. There we'll find the Old Bank of New Brunswick Museum.
Ride the wind, chase the light, through the fields, hearts take flight, leave the past, don't look behind, run with dreams. The world is mine.
Well, here we are at the Old Bank of New Brunswick Museum. The building is no ordinary structure, but a distinguished old bank that served two esteemed institutions, the Old Bank of New Brunswick and the post-amalgamation in 1939, the Bank of Nova Scotia. The building is steeped in a century of history, such as its 1.5-kilometer move in 1928 on log skids. Designed specifically to function as a bank, it served Riverside community from 1903 in its initial strategic position, the wharf, and a sizable hotel in Riverside. It was ideal for both arriving and deporting merchants and seafarers. And in 1984, it was robbed and caused a significant stir in the community. While the two perpetrators were apprehended and convicted, the stolen money of $177,000 was never recovered. Now, full disclosure, this day when I was here, the bank was closed. Apparently, it's undergoing renovations and some new exhibits, and I was told that it should be open within the next season. Next stop is more of a tradition than anything else. Fundy Coastal Farms, they sell handmade sea soap and sea salt from the Bay of Fundy.
Golden waves in the morning glow, mountains high where the rivers flow, every step a brand new way, boundless hope in a brand new day.
Fundy Coast Farms, they make a great natural product. Their soap is really good for your skin if it's dry. And I think it's also a good thing to support local businesses.
Ride the wind, chase the light, through the fields, hearts take flight, leave the past, don't look behind, run with dreams, the world is mine.
And just one more stop before I turn the bike for home. Crooked Creek Look-Off. I have everything to thank for the guys from New Brunswick for showing me this. I didn't know this existed. And the really nice thing about this look-off is any motorcycle can get up here. You don't need an adventure bike.
Through the valleys, through the sky, I will soar, I'll never hide. Feel the freedom, hear the call. This is life, I'll take it all.
Also, just below the look-off is the Crooked Creek Road. Now, I hear that it's a nice little spot to visit, but that road is a little more gnarly than I want to try today. So, by myself with the big bike, I'm not going to try it, but the next time I'm back here with the Tenere 700, I will. And maybe I'll grab one of you New Brunswick guys to come along with me. All right, all set, heading back to PEI. I'm forgetting something. Aha!
Earplugs.
Isn't that maddening? You get on the bike, get all set to go, all ready, helmets on, and oh yeah, earplugs. I don't usually wear them if I'm just short hopping, but when I have a long ride, like I have coming up here from Crooked Creek all the way back to Charlottetown, PEI, I usually will wear them then. This top section, it's a little bit beat up, so if you're up here with something with not much ground clearance, I would take your time here. That's Beaumont over there. There's some nice riding on that side. So on the way through Hillsborough, I always like to stop and see the old Voodoo and the New Brunswick Train Museum. I'm not going to stop today, but I'm going to do a little drive-through. If you're a train buff, this place is really cool. They've added a lot of new exhibits this year. Well, maybe not this year, but over the last couple of years, they've added a lot, and they've really got it fixed up too. It's really quite impressive. It's worth your time. I would stop for sure and see it if you've never been there. I have to stop here for gas too, so I'll get gas, and gas from Hillsborough will take me all the way back to PEI. There's not usually cars parked right here, so I can usually just squeeze right through. Bit of a tight squeeze, but nothing the Tenere can't do. Some of the very best moments in life are the unplanned ones. Don't let lack of a plan stop you. Just go.